Band students perform better academically than the general student body. Why then would any school district ever think of cutting a band program? Learn more to follow.
In January, it's so nice, while swimming on sliding ice. To sip hot chicken soup with rice, sipping once, sipping twice, sipping chicken soup with rice. You make a ride go away, to the forest and roam all day, and dream about my soup all day. And oh my once, oh my twice, eating chicken soup with rice, chicken soup with rice.
Hi, I'm Bruce Grantham, and welcome to Our Children, Our Future, a program about education in the South San Francisco Unified School District. In tough financial times, when school districts face difficult decisions about balancing the budget, it's inevitable that some programs get cut or eliminated. In order to maintain strong core academic subjects in math, language arts, science, and social studies, it's always the elective classes or the non-academic classes that face the chopping block. Shop, art, drama, dance, and even band. While South San Francisco Unified School District has had to make these tough decisions just like everyone else, the band program in South City schools continues to flourish. This is due in no small part to the talent and dedication of the two gentlemen who joined me tonight. Fred Cadiente, 38 years with the school district teaching elementary, middle school, and high school band, the last 13 years at South San Francisco High School, and Russ Ferreira, 16 years with the school district teaching elementary and middle school band, 14 years at Altaloma Middle School. Welcome to both of you. Thank you for joining me on Our Children, Our Future.
Thank you.
Right. In difficult financial times, why are music programs such easy targets for the chopping block?
Well, for one thing, and I think one of the biggest, is that these programs are expensive. And also that being in the times where students are trying to get into college, they aren't considered as part of the core subject area, so they're a little bit on the frill side. And that's what I think, you know, is our biggest problem right now.
Russ?
The music programs are not really perceived as being as important as the core subjects are, and I think that that's probably the main reason when you have to make a tough decision about how to spend money, that is a consideration that people make.
Why shouldn't school districts cut or eliminate band programs?
Well, for one thing, the community is involved heavily in our programs, and we support the community very well. The students gain a lot of self-esteem from being in band and being in something that they're very successful at, and they're able to give of themselves and just blossom out.
Russ?
I think that band programs are profoundly important to our district and to our community. I think that the band classes teach the skills that students need to succeed in all of the subjects that they take in school, and so I think that's one of the main reasons that we should keep those programs alive.
Give me an example. You say that the band program helps support or helps teach skills that support language arts, math. How so?
Well, it's well documented that students who are in music programs do very, very well in standardized tests in language arts and in math. And really, when you consider what a music student is doing every time that they're playing their instrument, they're computing rhythms, they're using mathematics, they're having to use cooperative learning, which is something that all students need to be able to do in all subject areas.
Cooperative learning, explain that.
Well, in a band rehearsal, everyone, while they're all playing different instruments, they're all basically working towards a common goal. And while you know, Fred may be playing his saxophone and I may be playing trumpet, and we're playing a piece of music with musicians who play all different types of instruments, we're all working towards a common goal and working together towards a successful performance.
Fred, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, besides doing that, some of the students, that's one of the things that's their only reason for coming to school, too. You know, I have experience with some students that sometimes the counselor will ask me, why aren't they in school in the other classes but yours they come to? Because they're successful and they're able to give of themselves to get out all their emotions and create something that's beautiful.
I think, too, in that there's an awful lot of talk, these days about what we can do to build people's self-esteem and what we can do to build student self-esteem. In fact, there are even self-esteem classes you can take in some high schools and some colleges. But, I think that what we teach in our program is we teach students to finish a job. And there's a lot of self-esteem that comes from within when you know that you've finished a job and you've done a good job and you've completed it successfully. And so I think that that's the kind of self-esteem that is genuine, and that's the kind that carries forth into the community and into whatever endeavors a person chooses to go into.
Let's talk a little bit about the community. How important is it for the community to have instrumental music programs in the elementary schools, the middle schools, and high schools?
Well, there's an entertainment value that we have, and besides that, there are the successes that the students have. The community is able to see, and also that our future musicians come from the schools, and if we have these programs intact, that's where we're going to get it from. And a lot of the times music is taken for granted. We wouldn't want to watch a TV program without any music. That would be kind of a different type of scene that we would have.
It's like who's going to pound the nails if there's no shop classes? Who's going to design the buildings if there's no drafting classes or classes in architecture? Who's going to be the artists and musicians if there are no elective programs? And band is another example of that.
Right, and then there's a saying that was written up in one of the magazines, Time magazine, that said, if students can't sing the Star-Spangled Banner, who's going to?
Very good, very good. Russ, you once said, I heard you say, we were talking about it earlier, a phrase that I really like. You said when that band teaches lifelong lessons for students, and one of those is that that when you perform, you give, and when you give, you get.
Absolutely. One of the things that we teach our students, and that is that when they get out in public and they have to perform, that they really want to give 100% of themselves, much the same way a coach would tell their team to go out and just leave it all on the field. When you perform, you give to the community. You're constantly trying to convey and communicate to the audience what type of piece it is you're playing. When the audience responds to you, then you get back an awful lot of what you've given out. And again, I think that this is one of the things that generates such positive reinforcement for what students have done.
I think it would be remiss if we didn't comment on what kind of support you've gotten from the South San Francisco Unified School District for the band programs.
Well, I think that, one of our biggest supporters, I think, is our superintendent. And she's really behind us, Mrs. Barbara Olds. And my principal also has really given me enough ammunition, to keep our program going. And so I think that without that, we'd kind of be a little bit dead in the water.
Last year our school board was faced with a tough decision when we were in a state of financial crisis, and that was, what programs needed to be cut. And I think the fact that our elementary music program was maintained was a remarkable show of support by our school board. I also know that at my school, in the 14 years that I've been at Altaloma, I've always received tremendous support from principals, from yourself when you were principal there, but from Mr. Lou Delorio, who's there now, as well as from the counseling staff. And you have to commit to wanting a program like this because there are sacrifices that need to be made, both financial sacrifices as well as sacrifices in terms of scheduling. But I think the positive is much greater than any negative.
We'll learn more about the music program in South San Francisco when we come back. Stay with us.
January is so nice, while swimming on sliding ice.
Prudential California Realty is pleased to support the South San Francisco Unified School District. With several offices located throughout the South Bay, we help home buyers realize their dreams of ownership and sellers maximize their home investment. Prudential California Realty is a longtime partner with education, having created the Education Foundation in 1992, which provides grants to teachers throughout Northern California. Prudential California Realty, your partner in real estate.
You've always been like a son to me, Mikey. And that's why I find it unfortunate that we're in this little situation here. No, don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna pay for this. Peninsula TV. How will it affect you?
We're back with Fred Cadiente and Russ Ferreira, music teachers with the South San Francisco Unified School District, and we're joined by Edwin Serrano, 12th grade band student at South San Francisco High School. Welcome to the segment, Edwin.
Oh, thank you.
Nice to have you here. Russ, what do the elementary and middle school instrumental music programs look like in South San Francisco?
Well, in the elementary programs, we have 10 elementary schools in South San Francisco, and all 10 schools offer beginning instruction in band instruments for 5th grade students. In fact, beginning instruction is available for students in the 5th through the 8th grades, as all 3 middle schools also offer beginning programs. Then for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students, they have the opportunity to continue on in the sequential program in intermediate band, and then advanced band is offered to middle school students in both 7th and 8th grades.
Fred, what's your high school program look like?
Right. Our high school program, we have 2 high schools in our district, and we both offer concert band for incoming freshmen, symphonic band for more advanced students, and jazz ensemble. And we also have co-curricular activities such as a marching band and also a drum line, a drum class that meets once a week, and also a winter guard team.
And Edwin's a participant in a couple of those bands?
Edwin is a participant in all the bands.
In all the bands? You're a busy guy, Edwin. We have a short film clip of the South San Francisco's marching, symphonic, and jazz bands, the Blue Knights. Let's take a look at that now. So there's a quick glimpse at the band program at South San Francisco High School. While the two of you are definitely the veteran band teachers in South San Francisco, all of the middle schools and high schools have instructors, and there's another elementary teacher. Who are the other instructors in the district?
Greg Conway is our elementary music specialist. He has 7 of the elementary schools. And then Becky Lucas is the band director at Westboro Middle School, and Troy Davis, who is actually a product of our own school district and our own programs, is the band director at Parkway Heights Middle School.
And the other high school director?
At El Camino High School is Jacqueline Shea, and she hails from Syracuse, New York.
Ah. Very good. In addition to the classes that you have during the school days, the bands perform outside of school. What kind of performances do the middle schools do? Your school in particular?
Our school, we do actually 2 tours a year. We take the band out in the winter and the spring, and we're actually in the process of planning our winter tour right now. First and foremost, we go to the elementary schools that feed our school, so that those students have a chance to perform for their former teachers, and the youngsters there have a chance to see what we offer at the middle school level. But we also do performances at our own school for school assemblies, our concerts at school. Of course, our winter concert, that'll be the 15th of December. And then we will also do some community performances at some local shopping malls. Altaloma's band will be performing at the Hiram State Building in downtown San Francisco, Pier 39, just various venues of that nature.
What do you do at the high school?
At the high school, we also perform for the school and also for the community when we're asked to do so. So we do many performances like that. We also do band reviews, which are competitions in the parade venue, and we do that to just keep that venue alive. Also, music festivals, the NCBA, the CMEA, and also Edwin here has been in the California State Honor Band and also the Northern California Honor Band, and we also encourage students to do their part in that venue also.
And I know the middle schools participate in those festivals also. I want to ask Edwin a couple of questions while we've got him here. Edwin, you're a product of the band program in South City.
Yeah.
You took band at Ponderosa, where you met Mr. Ferrer when he was your elementary band teacher in the 5th grade, and then you went to Altaloma and then to South City High School with Mr. Cadiente. What's band mean to you?
Well, I've always looked for a challenge in my life, and band's always been there to provide me that challenge. Like whether it be, you know, practicing music to be in the honor band or to challenge myself to work with other people, it's always been there to help me like fulfill my need to be challenged and to be worked to the best that I can work at.
Has it helped you with your other subjects?
Oh yeah, it helps me focus a lot on everything else. Like if I have an essay to do or a math test to come up, like just playing music will help me concentrate on my mind and clear my mind of everything else that's going on in my life.
What kind of band student is Edwin, Mr. Cadiente?
Edwin is just one of the all-around students that I've had, you know, at South City High. Just terrific.
Tell us a little bit about the band festival. I know you're a big participant in band festivals, Russ.
The CMEA band festivals are the ones that we...
CMEA stands for?
That's the California Music Educators Association Band Festival. And we participate in the Jazz Festival, which takes place early February generally, where we have our jazz ensemble participate. And our jazz ensemble performs along with our advanced band when we go out and perform in the community as well. We also go to the Solo and Ensemble Festival, which is basically a chamber music festival that is usually held at San Francisco State University, where we have duets, trios, quartets, smaller groups than the large groups that they're normally participating in. And that generally takes place the early part of March. And then in April, we have 2 bands that participate. Both our intermediate bands as well as our advanced band participate in the Concert Band Festival. And that's usually held over at Fred's Place at South City High School.
And I should point out that both high schools and the middle schools do extremely well at festivals and score very high, and judges throughout the state know of the South San Francisco band programs as being high quality programs. And I know the Blue Knights perform for various social events outside of school also.
Yes, we do. You know, many of those. So the students are, well, just about professionally acclimated to their venue of jazz ensemble that we've been asked to play for many, functions.
Last week we dropped into an informal jam session of 8th grade musicians that were joined by some high school musicians at Altaloma Middle School. You won't want to miss the spotlight segment coming up. Don't go away.
January, it's so nice. While swimming on sliding ice.
If you live on the peninsula, there's only one place to get the latest news on business, sports, politics, education, and your community. Peninsula TV, Channel 26, the Peninsula and South Bay's Emmy Award-winning programming resource. For more information or for a programming schedule, go to PenTV.tv or call us at 650-637-1936. Peninsula TV, your community programming channel.
Real estate estate with Bobby Decker is for anyone who owns a home or aspires to do so. Everything that is important to or an interesting facet of home ownership will be covered by our program. Please join us. You won't want to miss Real Estate with me, your host, Bobby Decker.
Emmy Award-winning Peninsula TV provides a large multifunctional TV studio and video production facility, state-of-the-art equipment, and affordable prices. Let our professional staff and crew produce your company or organization's next video, or create your own TV series and air it on one of the Bay Area's largest community cable channels. Contact Peninsula TV at PenTV.tv or call 650-637-1936.
Russ, tell us about the jam session video that we're about to see.
You know, middle school music is all about tradition, and one of the traditions that we have had at Altaloma over the years is to invite former students to come back and participate. In fact, at our spring concert, we invite students to come back and play in the finale, which is usually a March there. And I know Edwin has done that, and hopefully he'll be there this spring to do that. The jam session that you're about to hear is a session of current Altaloma students as well as former members of the jazz ensemble.
Okay. Well, we taped one of those sessions about a week ago. Let's take a look. I hope you enjoyed the South City musicians. Edwin here was filming that jam session the other night, and he also sat in on a couple of numbers. What was that like for you?
Well, it's always great to play music with a lot of people who are enthusiastic about it. I mean, regardless of what age they are, it's always a great feeling to be around people who are into the things that you are.
So it wasn't playing with 8th graders was okay with you?
Yeah.
They're pretty good musicians, huh?
Oh, yes.
Now, you said any age. Now, would you play with these two guys?
Oh, I'd always play with these guys.
How are they as musicians? Have you heard them play?
Just a little bit, but they don't play very much for us, but I think I'd play with them any day. They seem pro to me.
Okay, good, good. Well, I hope you enjoyed our program tonight, and especially the Spotlight segment with the musicians, the jazz musicians from Altaloma, South City, and El Camino High School participating. I want to thank my guests, Fred Cadiente and Russ Ferreira, and my friend Edwin Serrano here for being on with us tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And please remember, in South San Francisco, we know our children are our future.